For the vile person will speak villainy.
So they speak evil, meaning they got evil policies. They speak evil. Keep reading.
And his heart will work iniquity.
Iniquity is sin, meaning that all of their thoughts are sin, sinful thoughts, like killing babies, homosexuality, LGBT. That's all sin to God. Keep reading.
To practice hypocrisy.
And what do? They practice hypocrisy. Like every year we have millions of blacks that vote for the Democrats, the liberals, and they don't get nothing in return. So we look at Baltimore, we look at Chicago. These are all liberal-run cities. Washington, D.C. right here. All of these areas where liberals preside over blacks is hell, destruction, chaos, poverty, bad education, all of those things. So the Bible's 100% true book.
Yeah,
Understand
but how
that?
are we going to get that to happen?
How are we going to keep that from happening? We're going to get it.
Get that to happen.
Or get that to happen?
No.
Well, the first thing we got to do is we got to get rid of all of that.
Let me get a flyer too.
And I can find this online?
Yes, you can. The website right online. I got a question for you.
With that shirt, what does that mean right there? Vote. I see the vagina there on your shirt.
What your shirt?
It's for voting. All
It's
those
for all
different
people together.
things. Yeah.
All those together. So what's
Yeah.
the vagina stand for?
For women's reproductive
black
rights.
Reproductive. Yeah, I see.
Okay.
Okay. So is that like pro-abortion? I'm assuming. Oh, okay.
You're not for, you don't have to vote.
Oh no, we ain't for no abortion. That's killing babies.
Okay.
Yeah, we're not with that.
It's about freedom, right? But
I
But
mean,
did
if you
you
feel
start
like
out
freedom is
women?
killing babies, you know, if that's freedom, if that's how you define it, that's not how we define it.
you gotta have rules.
Well, I'd like
some
to know
rules.
how people define
Yeah,
it.
rules
so.
like, hey, Exodus, I'm gonna show you a rule. Exodus 20. Get that right there. I'm gonna show you a rule. So you gotta have rules. I agree. Exodus 20. Get it what I want. You know what I want.
Exodus chapter 20, verse 13. Thou shalt not kill.
That's the rule. Thou shalt not kill. That's God's
There you
rule.
go.
Yeah, so that's why we don't get with that. Yeah, that whole thing is about killing babies.
Well, I agree
Well,
with
and
you.
we don't want to kill the babies.
That's what
we
they
don't
do, though.
know, but we don't. Our
Killing
culture
babies.
is all open to everything.
And we understand that, you know, because it's a lawless society. You understand that? So that whole shirt right there promotes death because you got the LGBTQ that produces no life. Killing the babies, that's death. Black Lives Matter is against black people.
Against
yeah?
black
It's against black people. Yes, it's set up by 2 black lesbians or 3 black lesbians, and in their core statement that they had out before, they were against the black man. They were against the traditional family. Yeah. Yeah, in their core statement. So yeah, we're very educated on that. A lot of people that come in with liberal ideology, the Bible talks about that in Isaiah 32. We're gonna get that right there. So
Well, how are we supposed to make a difference and get forward and be able to live
we
in
got the
peace?
solution. Yeah, we got it. I'm gonna show you this right here.
Isaiah chapter 32,
This is what God says about the liberal agenda.
verse 5. The vile person shall be no more called liberal,
So liberals to God are vile people. Keep reading.
nor the churl said to be bountiful.
Keep reading.
For the vile person will speak villainy,
So they speak evil, meaning they got evil policies. They speak evil. Keep reading.
and his heart will work iniquity.
Iniquity is sin, meaning that all of their thoughts are sin, sinful thoughts, like killing babies, homosexuality, LGBT. That's all sin to God. Keep reading.
To practice hypocrisy.
And what do? They practice hypocrisy. Like every year we have millions of blacks that vote for the Democrats, the liberals, and they don't get nothing in return. So we look at Baltimore, we look at Chicago. These are all liberal-run cities. Washington, D.C. right here. All of these areas where liberals preside over blacks is hell, destruction, chaos, poverty, bad education, all of those things. So the Bible's 100% true book.
Yeah, but
Understand
how
that?
are we going to get that to
Well,
happen?
how are we going to keep that from happening? We're going to get
Or
it.
get that to happen.
Or get that to happen?
No.
Well, the first thing we got to do is we got to get rid of all of that. Like, that's the first step right there.
The scriptures say, where there is no vision, the people perish.
Shalom, Israel. This is Bishop Nathaniel. I want you to know that you can view all our Sabbath classes live on IUIC TV. That's right, I said on IUIC TV.
Do you know history?
I'm going to show you and prove to you that the Israelites are black, were always black.
Dance no time, just move up your body. Don't get loose and groove on the body. Bruise, wine.
Put on the armor, the procedure complete. Me nah go back, nah retreat. All traitors, every Jezebel must get delete. Me no sleep on a demon, me keep a full clip. Conspire me downfall, cause them want see me slip. Stay close to the real ones, we seal off and legit. Cause I gotta use them to keep your soul from the pit. This a war life, I swear the damn thing.
Hey, can I get something? This is another thing we gotta do. Get John 3:16, please. I want y'all to, because I know you heard the scripture before, right? John 3:16. I want you to get this. Do you believe the Bible contradicts itself?
I don't know about that.
No. So I agree with you, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't contradict itself. So we got to get back to this, what the true meaning of this is. Go ahead.
John chapter 3, verse 16. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish, but have everlasting life.
So when you see that word world, we got to understand what world is Christ talking about, right? But we think it's everybody. That's what that shirt symbolizes. This is for everybody, right? Now get 1 John 2:15.
Yeah, I thought this was a good idea to wear this.
Yeah, and that's what we're trying to show you that it's not. So how do we get back to it? We get back to understanding that God came for a world that he loves. Watch this. Get that?
1 John chapter 2, verse 15. Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him.
So is that talking about everybody then? No.
Well, I agree with that, but what are we going to do? We have this.
What we're going to do is understand that God came for a certain world or a certain people. And that's the Israelites according to the Bible. That's what we got to understand. Okay? So the question is, who are the Israelites? Well, there's 18 nations in the Bible. What nation are you?
Well, we were.
Where y'all from? What's y'all heritage?
You're a Jew, right? That's why I said that was perfect. Now, you heard of this guy before, right? David? He's the first prime minister, right?
Yeah, I did remember.
You remember that, right? I want you to see something. This is his book. We didn't write this book, of course. Read this for real quick, Mark. He's going to tell you what nationality you are.
Now?
We got this.
We're going to show you.
The sons of Esau.
So he's telling you who you are, what your nationality really is. He said you're an Esau or Edomite. Go ahead.
The Romans, or their wicked agents, would go and take our fields and sell them to others. And then the new landlord would come bringing havoc with him.
So what did he say? That your actual nationality, according to the Bible, are Esau, Edomites. This is what he's telling you, right? But what else did he tell you? Go to this page. I want you to read right there. This the guy, your first prime minister. Go ahead.
The whole of Idumea, Edom, became a part of Judea, and its inhabitants were converted to Judaism.
So did you ever hear that? So he said that y'all converted or converted over to being Jews. So if that means, that's why you call yourself Jewish.
Israeli.
Yeah, Israeli. You live in the land of Israel, or ish meaning you pertain to a Jew. So why are you saying you Jewish? Why is the first prime minister saying that? He just admitted that you converted over to it. So that would mean that somebody else are the real Jews. And that's what our officers bringing out.
Yeah, that's basically what we're teaching. So the foundation here, like if you go into the African.
I want to go because I'm sorry, but
You're
we
good.
came to
Yeah,
visit.
but now she knows about the shirt.
Okay.
Yeah, very offensive.
True history. Esau, remember that. Edomite, remember that's what he said.
All right, ladies, y'all have a good day.
Y'all Edomites, all right.
Thank you very much.
What is a nation? Nation is men leading by example. Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity. Nation is you.